Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Agri 2020 Dream Agritech's webinar series here on Dream AgriMedia and on our YouTube page, Dream Agritech Services. Please don't forget to give us a like, and please do share our stream with your friends, and please do subscribe to Dream Agritech Services YouTube page. Please also give a like to Dream AgriMedia's Facebook page, and please do follow us there as well. For today, we have a very, very special speaker in the person of Armand Christopher Rolla, currently taking up his PhD in Doshisha University in Japan. He will be coming in live from Japan today, and he will talk about agricultural insurance in the Philippines. But before we do that, before we head on to our webinar, as promised, magfi-feature tayo ngayon ng mga agripreneurs dito sa show. And this is our Featurepreneurs pre-show courtesy of Paskilan. Paskilan, kung hindi nyo na itatanong, yan ang Tagalog word for billboard, and this is our online billboard for all budding agricultural entrepreneurs. So currently, we're offering this for free, guys, for free. So it is your time to shine. So if you're an entrepreneur operating in the agricultural space, kung meron kayong mga goods and services in relation to agriculture, and you can provide us a 3 to 5 sentence description of your company na babasahin namin during the Paskilan pre-show. You can also provide us relevant links, yung inyong Facebook account, Twitter account, website, and provide us with your photos and company logo and other contact information. And of course, kung willing kayong mag-giveaway ng mga samples or discounts sa inyong mga products, it is a very, very big plus. Mas i-mention namin kayo, of course, and during the promo, during the Paskilan pre-show, and during the breaks within the stream. So please, please visit the link below, dreamagritech.com. dreamagritech.com/paskilan-sign-up. Once again, dreamagritech.com/paskilan-sign-up. And one of our featurepreneurs for today is 360PH. 360PH aims to help individuals, businesses, and organizations strengthen their online presence by creating virtual tours for their target clients that will translate to on-the-ground engagements. They cater to a wide range of use case scenarios depending on your needs as an individual, business, or organization. If your needs involve letting your potential clients walk through your facility or site operations online, then we've got you covered. Some of the possible use cases are for real estate professionals, Airbnb hosts, hotels, resorts, agricultural or ecotourism sites, and for farm planning use. So check out their website, 360ph.net. Once again, 360ph.net. And to give you a bit of a preview of what they can do, here is a commercial from their company.
What if you could showcase your physical property, your farm, your business, your enterprise to your target audience online? 360ph creates immersive experiences for your clients or even for family and friends. Your virtual tour can be equipped with hotspots that give your viewers 100% access to your site, allowing them to almost feel the ground or fly around, sparking an interest that will make them want to visit your place. It's time to let your viewers have the freedom to experience your site immersively. 360ph, creating immersive experiences.
All right. So that was 360ph. You can visit their website at 360ph.net. And now for our next featurepreneur, go Eden. Go Eden. Just as the Garden of Eden provided everything needed for humanity to produce food, Go Eden envisions making Philippine agriculture profitable and enjoyable by making accessible and available the most diverse selection of agricultural inputs for farmers, enthusiasts, and hobbyists, supported by their three pillars: accessibility, diversity, and availability. Accessibility, as Go Eden gives you the access to agricultural supplies and materials, including specialty products, whether you are a farmer in a remote area or an urban enthusiast. They provide diversity as well by giving you a wide selection of products to help you make smart and informed purchases. The products in Go Eden's catalog cater to diverse agricultural needs, from crop and animal production to care, pest, water, and nutrient management. Go Eden allows you to pay for your purchases through diverse payment methods. And their third pillar, availability, because of their team of licensed agriculturists that will always be able and available to advise you on the best use of your agricultural inputs to ensure that your garden or your farm is both sustainable environmentally and economically. To learn more about Go Eden, please visit their website, goedenph.com. And here is a commercial from them. And that was Go Eden PH. Please visit their website, goedenph.com. And our third featurepreneur, last but not the least, Haring Abraham's Homesteading and Rabbitry. Haring Abraham Homesteading and Rabbitry was initially thought of to support Abraham's university education. As the years went, it did not only serve its purpose, but became an avenue for young people to get involved and to value backyard farming. Haring Abraham Homesteading and Rabbitry helps young people, particularly students like him, to jumpstart their homesteading through charitable means. Currently, it uses a social media platform to propel its thrust of propagating backyard farming. So you can visit their YouTube page, Haring Abraham Maginoong Magsasaka. Let me repeat that, Haring Abraham Maginoong Magsasaka. They have over 3,000 followers, so make sure you get to the right one. Haring Abraham Maginoong Magsasaka on YouTube. And guys, we are mere minutes away from the start of our stream. We are 2 minutes away, so please, please, please do call your friends, call your relatives, call your loved ones. Papuntahin na sila sa harap ng kanilang mga tablet o cellphone. Papuntahin na rin sila sa harap ng TV para mapanood itong webinar na ito. Pag-uusapan natin isa sa mga pinakamahalagang topic pagdating sa agriculture, ang agricultural insurance. Para sa mga hindi masyadong nakakaalam tungkol sa serbisyong ito, here's your chance to learn more. Kaya meron tayong 1 minute and 25 seconds na lang na nalalabi bago tayo magpunta sa ating webinar. Ang ating speaker, Armand Christopher Rola, PhD candidate from the Graduate School of Global Studies at Doshisha University. Guys, isang kababayan natin na namamayagpag sa ibang bansa ang ating speaker ngayon. Kaya abangan nyo yan. 1 minute to go, guys. So please, please, leave. Pwede tayo magtanong. Walang problema magtanong kay Armand. Please just leave your questions sa comment section natin, either on YouTube or on Facebook. We will be flashing that on screen. And please don't forget, para dun sa mga kailangan ng e-certificates, please do stay until the end of the stream. Otherwise, you will not be able to access the post-webinar form. And we are extending the deadline for the post-webinar form up until Wednesday, June 3. So please, please submit your post-webinar forms by June 3. All right, guys, 10 seconds away. Here we go. This is Agri 2020. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Agricultural 2020, bringing you fresh and new perspectives in agriculture. Kamusta kayo, mga kababayan? Ako po si Dakila Olfindo at kasama natin ngayon ang kasamahan ko sa Dream Agritech, si Mr. Jim Cano. Hello, Jim.
Yo,
Good
yo,
afternoon.
yo.
Yo,
Hello.
kamusta? So, kamusta naman ang GCQ na ngayon? Kamusta
Yes.
naman ang galing ka ba sa labas? Na-experience mo na ba ang traffic sa labas? Anong sitwasyon sa labas?
Madami na po ulit tayong kotseng kasalubong. Ah, pero yung
Okay.
mga public transport yata yung hindi pa masyadong nagro-roll out ulit. I think
Mhm.
limited pa to buses. If not, wala pa masyadong jeepneys and tricycles. Yon.
Okay, so for everyone out there, please do stay safe. Keep a healthy social distance sa mga
Yes.
katabi nyo and follow the traffic rules. Paalala lang din na magsuot ng mask habang tayo ay nasa
Yes.
labas at maligo pagka-uwi. Yun ang pinakamahalaga daw. Okay,
Of course.
guys. Of course, that's the most important thing. And today, I'm very, very pleased and excited dahil para sa mga hindi nakakaalam, anniversary ngayon ng Dream Agritech. So happy anniversary to
Woo!
Dream Agritech. So napataon na napakaganda ng ating topic for today. Isa rin to sa mga topic na pinakanaabangan ko kasi actually I'm very curious about this particular topic then, and we are very fortunate to have one of the brightest and best young minds who is currently making waves abroad, taking up his PhD. So let me introduce our guest speaker for today. Teka lang, pull up natin yung ating kodigo dito. Armand Cristoferola is a PhD candidate at the Graduate School of Global Studies at Doshisha University, Imadegawa Campus, Kyoto, Japan. Ayan. So he finished his bachelor's degree in agricultural economics in 2013 and started working as a research assistant in various projects at the UP Los Baños. He later enrolled and got his master's in development, management, and governance in 2017, both degrees coming from UP Los Baños. He also holds a diploma in business administration from the Columbia Business School's Venture for All program. Currently, he is the president of the Kyoto Association of Pinoy Scholars, or CAPS. He is also the counselor as the PhD representative of the Graduate School of Global Studies Council of Students. So that's the GSGSCS. Wow, yung medyo medyo ano yung
G-exception.
kanilang acronym, G-exception. And a member of Doshisha Intensity. His research interests include agricultural economics, development studies, governance, and disaster management. So please, let's give a warm welcome to our kababayan live from Kyoto, Japan, Mr. Armand Rola. Hello, Armand, bro.
Hey guys,
Good afternoon.
Hey.
Good afternoon. So,
good afternoon.
kamusta
For
dyan? Anong
those
oras
of
ba
my
dyan?
friends, dito it's 4 o'clock. I need to
Oh.
speak in English because
Oh, yes. Right. Yes.
So
We have
sorry
guests
mga
from
kababayan,
Japan.
We
there are
have guests
more-
from Japan.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
I
have
forgot.
guests from Japan and other countries as well. So
Okay.
actually,
Yeah.
global studies is like like 70-80% are foreigners. So
Okay. Kindly greet
minasan
them.
konnichiwa. Minasan konnichiwa. Genki desu ka? Korona
There you go.
kyosuke ne. Hi. Good
All
morning.
right.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. So stay
Okay,
safe from Corona.
Yes. So for the interest of everybody at home who don't know much about Doshisha or the programs there, kindly give us a brief introduction of your university.
So actually, Doshisha University is one of the top private schools in Japan. So in Tokyo, they have Waseda and Keio University. But here in Kansai, in the Kansai area, you have Doshisha and Ritsumeikan. Kumbaga, kung sa Pilipinas, ang Doshisha is like Ateneo de Manila or LaSalle.
Alright.
So,
Alright.
ayun. So, also, I would like to thank Kuya Jim and Dax for, inviting me in this webinar. And
No
happy
problem, of
anniversary sa Dream Agritech.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks.
it's good to
So
be
you
here.
heard that? So you heard that, Jim? You're the kuya and I'm not. Okay. So
Hindi ko nga alam bakit eh.
Tito nga sabi mo, di ba? Ask Tito Jim.
Tito J, dear Tito J,
Tito
actually,
J.
Dear Tito J.
actually,
Sa ibang show yun eh.
actually,
Ay, ibang show ba yun? Okay, okay.
actually.
Suka.
So, the topic today, very, very interesting, very, very relevant. Agricultural insurance. So, before we go into the presentation proper, what made you decide to take up this particular line of study? What made you look into agricultural insurance?
Actually, so I did agricultural insurance ever since from my bachelor's to my master's until here. Because when I was a young boy, no, naging kanta na, no? So, nung bata
Una,
pa ako. So, when I was younger, when I was like a little kid, there's not much storms and natural disasters. But when I was going through my puberty stage or teens rather, the natural disasters, it's becoming stronger and more frequent. And, to my curiosity, what ano kaya ang ginagawa ng ating mga magsasaka? Kasi pag nasiraan sila, so what can they do to cope with,
Mm.
this stronger and more frequent natural disasters? So ever since my bachelor's, I studied about agricultural insurance because one of the coping mechanisms that can help farmers is, agricultural insurance. So
Nice.
so okay, so we have some comments from the people. Jim, can you kindly give them a shout out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have Prof. Who's that? Eliodora Suet, good afternoon po. Watching from Rosales, Pangasinan. Thank you for joining us. Watching from Olongapo, mga ka-Dream Agritech. Alright. And we have Ma'am Helen Padayo Dog watching from Zamboanga City. Mayong adlaw diha sa inyo ha, ma'am. Watching from Science City of Muñoz, Nueva Ecija, Jessa Lakbayan. Hello. I think you know him, Arman. Welcome, Mr. Arman Rola. Wish you all the best. Sure,
yeah.
Muhammad Ati. Okay, nice. Watching from Kyoto. How do we say konnichiwa?
Konnichiwa.
I
konnichiwa.
remembered a little bit. Great. Watching from Buena Vista, Agusan del Norte. Oh, maayong adlaw diha sa inyo ha, sir.
And of course,
Uy, familiar. Happy anniversary sa atin, Justin.
anniversary sa atin, guys.
All right.
All right, and then Miss Chat, thank you so much
Miss
for the
Chat.
greetings. Happy
Thank
anniversary,
you
Jim.
for
Thank you.
the anniversary greetings.
All right, so I guess we are ready for Arman's presentation. Jim, any reminders para sa ating mga audiences before we start with Arman's presentation?
Well,
Did I leave
clear your
anything out?
minds. Clear your minds and learn. You're open and free to raise any questions or comments in the comment thread during the discussion. We'll tackle them during the breaks. So don't hesitate to engage with the speaker and with us through the comment thread.
All right, so Armand, we now turn over the floor to you and your presentation about agricultural insurance.
Okay, so first slide. Okay, so next slide, please. So the outline today is I'm going to introduce my topic and then what's the objectives and where did I go for field work. Also methodology, and then what's the PCIC all about, and what's the socio-economic characteristics of them, and then the results, and finally conclusion and recommendations. So Before I begin, I would like to thank, of course, my mom and dad for continually supporting me in this journey, and also Doshisha University for funding my research as well. And actually, this fieldwork is just one chapter of my dissertation. So I actually writing 8 chapters. So when I was collecting my fieldwork, I would also like to extend my thanks to uh, five of my assistants rather. So si Tita Feli, Tita Susan, Hannah, Melai, and Aine. So they were the ones who helped me interview 70 farmers during that time. So okay, next slide, please. So just flash the all the so these are the farmers in the Philippines. So you can see at the fourth picture on the right side. Yeah. So that's the ones from Atom Araulio that that farmer was inspecting. He was actually going to harvest, but suddenly there was a natural disaster. There was a typhoon, and then suddenly, poof, there's no more income for that farmer. So it's saddening to see these kinds of situation. So that's why maybe agricultural insurance can be an answer to these kinds of phenomenons. So next slide, please. So according to the United Nations EHS, the Philippines and Japan, actually, not the East Asia and the Pacific in general, 7 out of the 10 countries that are most vulnerable to natural disasters are in the East Asia and the Pacific. So as you can see in this map from UNU, the red ones, you can see that they're one of the most vulnerables, and the Philippines is actually the third. So more often than not, we have very we are a country of disasters frequently visiting us. So next slide, please. So yeah, global natural disasters, as we know, are becoming stronger and more frequent. And yeah, East Asia and the Pacific are most vulnerable, and the Philippines is third. And but country, this is because Philippines has a low score in terms of coping and adaptive capacities, unlike other developed countries that have capacity to employ coping strategies. Like Japan, Japan is actually 29th. But in terms of exposure scores, the Philippines and Japan are not much, there's not much difference. Parang ang Pilipinas ay 46 point something and Japan is 45 point something. Yet Philippines is third most vulnerable. Why? Because we have very low scores on adaptive and coping capacities vis-a-vis Japan. So next. Of course, as we all know, agriculture sector is very much vulnerable to these natural disasters and other risks. So si farmer, pag nasiraan siya, kung wala siyang ibang coping mechanism aside from, other things, wala na siyang income. So mangungutang si farmer. So kawawa naman si farmer. So okay, next slide please. So yeah, especially in the Philippines, small scale kasi yung farming natin. So ayun. So natural disasters ultimately hamper agricultural development. So kahit marami tayong, programs for, agricultural development, but if time and time again, you know, natural disasters will just, destroy the farms, at kung wala tayong mainam na solusyon, so laging mahihirapan yung magsasaka na makabangon. So sabi ni Kukrusria and Rosenthal, so there's a growing concern over the impact of the future global food production and food security. This is not just in the Philippines, but like all over the world. So that's why I'm want to mainstream agricultural insurance, para mas maintindihan ng mga tao kung ano ba talaga siya. So, of course, by 2050, there will be 9 billion people mouths to feed. And, in order to live, we need to eat, right? So, I mean, even yung mga umiinom ng beer dyan, so saan ba galing yun? Sa wheat, sa barley. Kung nasira yung wheat and barley farms, di wala ka rin iinumin, di ba? So, yun nga, to manage these disasters, so agricultural insurance can be one of the risk management tools. So, yeah, next slide, please. So, the objectives. In this presentation, I just assessed the agricultural insurance programs of the main implementer of agricultural insurance in the Philippines, which is the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation. So, are the indicators I used? I looked at their efficiency, I looked at their effectiveness, and the participation of farmers. So this field work was done last year in the upland areas of Nagcarlan and Liliu and the lowland areas of Santa Cruz. All of them are in Laguna province. So special thanks din sa mga provincial and municipal agriculture offices nitong mga towns na ito. They're very, very much helpful. And also sa PCIC for, very cooperative naman, and given me the data I needed for this study. So thank you very much po. So in the methodology, I used Parserman's gap analysis for computing the efficiency. For effectiveness of income loss reduction, I used cost and returns, and I used a bit of logit analysis for participation. And special thanks to Kuya Francis sa nagpatulong ako sa kanya mag-run ng aking logit because I'm in a global studies pero hindi ako statistician, pero I can interpret the data, pero hirap ako mag-compute ng stat. I'm not really a stat person, so thank you very much, Kuya Francis, kung nasan ka man. Okay, so a little bit of primer. What is the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation? So the PCIC's corporate mandate, so according to Philippine laws, is to provide agricultural insurance protection to the country's agricultural producers, particularly the subsistence farmers, against loss of their crops and or non-agricultural assets on account of natural calamities such as typhoons, floods, droughts, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions, also including plant pests and diseases and other perils. So PCIC can also provide guarantee for production loans extended by lending institutions to agricultural producers for not yet covered by insurance. So next slide, please. So yung corporate mandate of PCIC, can you go back to, sorry, previous slide, please. Okay, so the corporate mandate, according to Philippine laws, is to provide insurance protection. So, okay, next slide. Sorry. So, ano yung mga programs nila? Meron silang 8 major. So, of course, as we all know, rice is a staple in the Philippines. So, there's a rice crop insurance program. Also, corn crop insurance program, because, corn is also, I believe it's a staple around in the Mindanao area. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so we have a lot of corn plantations as well. So all the high valued crops, such as green leaf vegetables, are in the high valued crop insurance program. We also have livestock mortality insurance program, like swine, beef, cattle, dairy, and chicken and eggs. Under the livestock insurance program, we have the non-crop insurance program. fisheries insurance program, and also accident and disbursement security scheme. So 7 yon. So aside from these, we have the registry system for basic sectors in agriculture insurance programs, which is a new insurance program for subsistence farmers and fishermen. So actually, the RSBSA gives you free premium for agricultural insurance as long as you are listed in their list. So the DBM is the one who put the farmers on this list. So yeah, as long as you're on the list, you are entitled to have a free premium. Basically, wala ka nang babayarang premium dapat. So, okay, next slide, please. Okay, so the vision of PCIC includes the broadening of availability and increase the effectiveness of its crop insurance program for managing farm losses. So this paper actually is going from that vision that next okay, so the presentation's framework is such guided by this vision. So ang pinaka hypothesis natin ay is ng presentation na ito ay income losses from disasters ay hypothesize nga to be significant, but agricultural insurance can reduce these losses only if there will be an efficient delivery of the insurance programs. However, there are constraints in most farmers' participation in the agricultural insurance that magnify the vulnerabilities of the marginalized group to assess losses due to increasing frequent disasters. So, yeah, moving on.
Okay, so bago tayo mag-move on, ito na yata yung pinaka-meat ng presentation, no? Tama ba, Armand?
Yes,
After this
yes.
slide. So, let's just give the people a bit of time to catch up. And let's just greet some of the audience members. Jim?
Hello, Miss Grizzline from Tarlac. Hello po. Watching from Davao, maayong adlaw dira.
Okay, so I think, Armand, this is somebody you
big
know.
brother.
Oh, yeah, from South Africa. Hello,
Oh,
Mr. Tlon Hong.
Good afternoon, sir. From the Philippines.
all right.
Ayan.
Watching from La Union.
Naimbag Amalem. Tama
Ah,
ba? Tama ba pagkakabasa natin dyan? Hello? Hello po.
sana hindi.
Sana hindi tayo nagkamali. All right, so just a reminder for everybody, we're also streaming live on Dream Agritech's page on YouTube. So please do, if you ever you want to watch it on your smart TVs or on a bigger screen, please head on to Dream Agritech Services on YouTube and kindly give us like and a subscribe as well. And please do share this stream, especially para dun sa mga curious about crop insurance. Ano? So, hindi, ayan, so meron pa palang mga greetings from
Oy,
the
meron
Laguna
malapit
State.
lang to.
Malapit lang to, from the Laguna State Polytechnic University College of Agriculture. Hello.
Agriculture.
From Cavite, Mr. JC Corpus. Hello.
Hello.
From Makati.
Makati. Oh,
Ito, Armand, kilala natin to, Armand.
Ah.
Mr. Mr. Robin Habanya from one of my batchmates from UP Rural High School. Mr. Michael Baquero from Bukidnon. And of course,
maayong adlaw.
from watching from the United Kingdom, one of the best professors in UP Las Bañas, Mr. Bong Salazar. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Top of the day to you, Professor Bong.
Top of the morning. And and then from PCIC watching, Mr. Ian Manuel from Quezon, live in Quezon City. And he wants to give a thank you to Armand Rolla for doing this study. So, ayan, I think medyo nakahinga-hinga na tayo in preparation for the intense topic that is agricultural insurance. So here we go. Armand, back to you.
Okay. So now that I introduced what the PCIC is, so we're going to Now the farmer side of things, that socioeconomic characteristics. So as we can see, we interviewed 70 farmers. So 17 in Nagcarlan, 18 sa Lilio, and 35 in Santa Cruz. So if you can see the age, it's a lowland. Average age nila is 55. So in Philippine context, 55, 54 rather, is, a bit in the aging, aging na, matatanda na. So in the upland, it's relatively younger ang mga taong nagsasaka doon. So 44 in average age nila. Majority are male and some are female. Pero mas maraming sa lowland, tumataginting na 71% ay male. So most of them are married, and household size is around 4 to 5. So insurance, sa lahat ng na-interview namin, only around 39% are insured. So now we will, we will find out bakit 39% lang yung insured. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so this is the number of destructive extreme events for the last 10 years sa place of study. So as we can see, typhoon, all of them, are more than around 10 typhoons ang na-experience ng ating mga kababayan doon. So, and flooding, as you can see in the lowland, there's more flooding in the lowland than in the upland, of course. And in the uplands, there are more landslides, and some are also affected by earthquakes, and many are also affected by pests and diseases, and also droughts. So in this slide, we can only, this is how to say, this is the evidence that the farmers in these areas are, widely affected by destructive extreme events. What we mean by destructive is like talagang nasira yung farms. It destroyed their farms in the form of, typhoon, flooding, landslide, pests and diseases, and droughts. So next slide, please. So when it comes to efficiency, I used Parasurman's gap analysis. So to make it more simple, so yung gap analysis is like computing what is the gap. So there's an ideal day or ideal time period, and then what's the reality. So gap analysis just computes the ideal versus the what's really happening, and you can see the gap. So in terms of indemnity payments, so what are indemnity payments? So yung indemnity, this is the insurance money that the farmers are going to receive. So ideally, around 60 days, they should around 60 days, they should be able to receive the payment. But in reality, it's more than that. So there's a gap. So also in the team of adjusters response, ideally, dapat they should the team of adjusters rather, they are the ones who goes to the farm to inspect the damages to the farm. Ideally, within 3 days, 2-3 days, the members of the team of adjusters, are dapat nasa farm na. But in reality, it takes more than 30 days, 20 something days. So yeah, so nakita nyo the gap, that's the gap. Yeah, that one. So for filing of application, the filing of application, and this is pag nasirahan si farmer. So when a farmer farm get damaged, they will file for application for cover. So in reality, within 1 day, they should be able to, file for cover. But then, in reality, it's more than 1 day. Same goes with the enrollment of program. So why is this? This is actually not in the Philippine setting. This makes it more complicated because when I interviewed PCIC RIN that time, so in regional offices, PCIC only have 14 permanent positions. This one is in Region 4. And in Region 4, they are uh, in charge of Region 4A and B. And that's around, if I'm not mistaken, that's 10 provinces. And in terms of widespread disaster, the undermanned Region 4 office cannot, cater to everyone in the region. So kaya that's why there is a gap. So also the team of adjusters, uh, they are in a job order and they are given 1 to 2 days of training before they go to the field. Also, the other challenge is that when there are farms in the remote areas, yung mga liblib talaga, yung napakahirap puntahan. So wala namang magagawa ang mga taga PCIC na, 'di ba? Pag mahirap puntahan, there are places that there's lack of roads. Some areas are rather, there's no roads, there's no lights, so it's some of them are even in the island barangays. So in that case, it's really very hard to, to go to those places. So talagang hindi natin maiiwasan yung gap sa indemnity and also the visit of the team of adjusters. So when it comes to filing for applications and also filing for cover, dito din naman nahihirapan si farmers kasi so the farmers that have are members of cooperatives, usually their cooperatives take care of them, and some of them are taken care of the municipal officers. So but how about the ones who are in the very remote areas, the ones who really need insurance? They rarely have someone to run into. So especially in hirap sila. And then another issue is that farmers have difficulties. Itong mga hindi members, those that are not members of cooperatives. So usually they have hard time of reading and writing. So for filing applications and enrollment of the program, they really have difficulties. That's why these gaps are present. Also, as we can see, damage estimate gap at the bottom, you can see it's 30,000 pesos. So why is that? So there are many reasons for this. So of course, farmers would want to, if their farms are damaged or destroyed, the tendency of farmers, they want to, of course, have more. And for the PCIC side, of course, maybe I'm not accusing, but maybe as much as possible, we could try to stick to the what really is the damage. So that's why there's a gap. So next slide, please. So
Bro,
moving on.
I have a question lang regarding the
Mhm.
damage estimate gap. Ano, is this on a per hectare basis or is this what's
Oh
the
yes. Sorry.
metric?
Yeah, this is a per hectare basis.
Okay. All right. So from time to time, I will be popping up if I have questions. Is that okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Daijoubu,
Uh,
daijoubu.
okay, okay.
Okay. So next slide, please. So as we can see, this slide is the evidence that the effectiveness of efficiency in terms of income loss is effective. So as you can see, in average profit loss during disaster year. This was a disaster year in 2014, adjusted to 2018 prices. On average, it was 50,802 per hectare. Per hectare. This is per hectare. So and then profit loss during disaster year after insurance is only 38,000. So as you can see, this is evidence that insurance is, effective in terms of income loss, because uh, pag nasiraan ka at may insurance ka, meron ka makukuha, di ba? So this is actually just proving the hypothesis that insurance is effective. So moving on. Okay. I think it's hard to explain this one, but this is just the logic analysis variables. Na these are the factors affecting participation. So ano yung mga factors kung bakit nag-i-insure ang farmers? So ang ano lang talaga dito, ang lumabas na uh, significant is yung member si farmer ng kooperatiba, tsaka yung impact sa kanila nung disaster. So if the farmer is a member of a cooperative, the more likely that farmer has insurance, and the more likely, of course, this is common sense, but the more likely the farmers is impacted gravely by disasters, the more likely the farmer is insured. So okay, so let's go moving on to the reasons for participation and non-participation. So this is some of the interesting to note. 100% of the participating farmers view insurance as a coping mechanism, coping strategy, because pag lagi silang tinatamaan, so they view agricultural insurance as a cushion to help them go back again, makatayo ulit at makapagtanim ulit. And some say it's 83% say it's a requirement for loan, because if you are loaning to the farmers loaning to land bank through their cooperatives, usually they are required to insure their farms. And also 58%, itong 58% na to, so some of them are not members of cooperative, but they were advised by their municipal agricultural officer that to enroll in insurance. So this comes to the part of municipal agricultural officers. They really not incline, but they try to, as much as possible, tell farmers na mag-insurance po tayo. But yun nga, minsan sa farmers, hindi pa rin nag-insure. And then when it comes to non-participation of for those who do not have insurance in this study, so 24% of them don't know about its existence. So because these 24% are in the liblib na lugar, in the remote areas, and usually they're not members of cooperatives, and they don't visit municipal agriculture office that often. So they are kind of not inclusive here, and kind of isolated. So 70% naman of those who are not insured, they say that they do not need insurance. That's what they were saying. So this is because their farms are not that vulnerable to disasters. Usually, these are the ones are in the upland areas. Hindi naman tamain ng bagyo. Or kung tamaan man, minimal lang yung damage. Hindi sila talagang makakakuha din sa insurance. So they were like, their mindset was like, why pay for insurance if we don't really, get money back because our farms are not vulnerable. So the others, 9%, so they have other insurance. So PCIC, it's not the only insurance that you can have. As we can see, and maybe some people know that we have also card insurance, and also they have other cooperatives have their own local insurance for farmers. So yeah, and 50% saying their farms are not vulnerable. So before we go to the conclusion, I just want to say that in terms of, I just want to reference Japan for a bit. So as I said earlier, this study is just just one chapter of my dissertation. So I also looked at agricultural insurance in Japan through the NOSAI, or the National Agricultural Insurance Corporation of Japan. And the biggest, when we were interviewing farmers, this is one of maybe an important finding, is that Filipinos as a culture, if we ask the audience, if you think of insurance, is it a cost or an investment? Right? So Filipinos, usually we view it as cost. Kasi babayaran natin eh. In Japan, they view it as an investment. But also, I'm not blaming the culture or mindset, but it's also because of most Filipinos do not have that disposable income, unlike the Japanese. Japanese have a lot of disposable income, if you may. So that's why they view insurance as investment and not as a cost. And in Japan, Japanese people in general, they have insurance culture. Even when I first came here, I'm required to have a national insurance. So, when something happens to me, I will only pay 10% ng aking medical fees. So they have national insurance, they have accident insurance, even my apartment have fire insurance. It's all required. But in the Philippines, I don't think we have the insurance culture. And this is maybe another topic of
For another day.
for another day. And it's a
Yeah.
very very interesting, culture. There's a lot
Mm.
of differences.
Mhm.
So
This is true.
Mm.
yeah,
Okay,
so
so
okay.
I think my question, I think Jim has a question in
Mm,
relation to, before we go to the conclusion, and I
okay.
also have a question regarding that table. So Jim.
Yeah, the table that you presented, I mean, those
Mm,
analyses were very nice, no? But also for the benefit maybe of the viewers is
mm,
when you looked at the real income in terms of when you were doing the income loss effectiveness analysis,
mm.
was there a specific crop that all of these farmers were farming, which allowed you to come up with those figures, or was it across the board different types of crops?
So yeah, I didn't put it in the slide, but so in the lowland, it's all rice.
Mm,
So sa lowland, rice sila lahat. So sa upland,
okay,
it's a mixture of uh, fruit trees and green leafy vegetables. So it's more of and also livestock. But
okay,
in the lowlands, it's more of a rice. So actually, in the table, in the income loss, it's actually the whole agricultural system.
Mm.
So I actually have a
okay. So
breakdown of
so the
that.
upland farmers are more.
High
Sorry, sorry.
valued crops. High valued crops.
Okay.
So these are your vegetables. These
But
are
but
your
Yes.
the
corn.
upland farmers are. the upland farmers are practicing diversified farming or monoculture type of
Ah,
farming system.
diversified because I
Oh,
have,
Diversified.
yes, and also they have small ruminants and livestock. It's
mm.
upland
Okay.
farmings.
So it's
In
more of an
Yeah.
integrated farm.
yes, yes. Sa lowland sa Santa Cruz,
Mm,
meron sa kanila, they have small ruminants din and but their major crop talaga is
mostly,
rice. Mostly
Mhm.
rice.
yeah,
Yeah.
monoculture mostly, no?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So,
So, ayun, I just have two questions now regarding this particular slide. With regards to the average land holding of your respondents, do you have data on that? What's the average farm size?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. 5 and 6. Did I? I think I didn't.
No, yeah, I wait. Let me check the the slides.
Wala.
Wala.
Hindi ko nilagay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Nasa ibang table.
yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
So,
it's
Mm,
5.
what's the
So
average land holding?
average
The
farm
land
size,
area.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
5 and 6 sa Japan, pero sa Pilipinas it's 2 to 3.
Okay, so
Yeah.
a farmer in Japan has, on average, a land area of 5 to 6 hectares.
Yes.
In the Philippines, it's based on your on the data that you have, it's 2 to 3.
2 to 3. Yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
okay.
the tendency is in the lowlands tends to be bigger, maybe because of yun
Hmm.
nga, rice farms, and
Hmm.
in the upland, 0.5 to 1.5 hectares
Mm,
Okay.
sa upland. Also, I didn't put also yung ano nila, no.
All right.
I forgot to put the tenure status.
Yeah, the tenure. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
one of
So
what's important issue there.
yeah, it's around 50%. Yeah, I just want also, good thing you asked, because I want just to ano segue, hindi naman sa segue, pero I just want to note rather
Yeah, yeah.
that in the Philippines around 40 to 50% lang are the landowners.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
okay.
So
Okay.
others are tenants.
Tenants.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Japan, all of them are landowners.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and they
So
on an average they hold twice as much land area as compared
yes,
to Filipinos.
and 6,000% income.
Wow.
Oh
So
wow.
in the
Wow.
Philippines, the average, I also didn't include here, but the average is around 800,000 pesos annually.
Annual. Annually.
Annually.
That's the annual
Mataas kasi
income.
Mm,
because in the uplands they have higher income, but in the lowlands around 400 500,000 annually.
Mhm.
mm.
In
Okay.
Japan it's 7 million.
That's
Okay.
in pesos.
That's
That's
in
in pesos.
pesos. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Millionaire farmer.
But the thing
But the
is,
cost of living is also different, no?
yes, yes, yes. So it's
Uh,
really hard to
Balances, yeah.
compare. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So but
I think.
still,
Go ahead,
mhm.
Go
Jim.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
Hindi,
okay.
hindi, si
Yeah,
Arman muna. May tinatapos pa si
Okay,
Arman.
go ahead,
yeah.
Arman.
In the chapter 7 of my dissertation, I just also, how to say, I uh did this analysis that compared to farmers in the Philippines compared to the average uh salary of Filipinos is pretty low. And I also compared, kasi it's hard to compare the salaries of Japanese and Filipino farmers because yun nga, we have different settings, different cost of living, different
Mm,
all of those stuff. So what I did to kind of compare both is to look at what's Filipino farmers salary compared to a normal salaryman in the Philippines.
Mhm.
So, actually, sinusulat ko pa siya. Hindi naman nire-revise ko pa siya kasi kakabalik lang. May sense I just,
mm.
Revisions, yeah.
No feedback.
so, no, I just received the feedback. So yun
Mm,
nga,
mm, mm.
Filipino farmers are a lot poorer than the usual Filipino salaryman. But in Japan, so that 7 million is actually high, but usually uh, in Japan around 5 to 7 million is the salaryman. So as you can see, yung farmers in Japan are kind of on par, if not on par, maybe even richer than the normal
Then the
Japanese
average.
salary.
Yeah.
Salaried
Yes,
employee.
yes. I just want also
Mm,
before we go to conclusions, I just want to also note this very interesting thing that I found out in my research is that in Japan they have one central cooperative. They call it
mm,
Zenno.
mm.
How do you
So
spell that? How do you spell that?
in Japanese kasi but I mean in
The
Japanese
acronym.
yung pero yung acronym niya Zenno, Zennoh.
Zenno.
Zenoh. All
Yeah.
right.
So
So
like the farmers
Ganon.
are members of the Japan Agriculture, yeah, that one. Japan Agriculture Group, and through the Zeno
Mm.
they market their products through JA,
Produce. Yeah.
going through just Zeno before going through the marketing channels. But in the Philippines, ang dami nating there are so many marketing channels na
Mm,
pagdating sa
mm,
consumers, yung final price niya, so pagdating sa consumers, ito na yung final price. But in reality, ang dami niyang pinagdaanan. So the profit of the farmers are,
mm.
mm,
not too high. But in Japan,
Yeah.
since they have one central federation of cooperatives,
Yeah.
so the
So they get the
marketing
bigger
channel,
share of the profit
yes,
margin, no?
yes, exactly. Yeah. Tama
Mm,
yeah. Thank you, Kai. Kai is from Hiroshima University. So thank you, Kai. So
mm.
shout out to
that's what
Hiroshima
shout out to
University.
Hiroshima University. So the one Kai pointed out, that's the one, the Zen no. Thanks, Kai.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
Arman,
ayun.
Arman, before we also go to other questions or even
Mhm,
conclusions, I think Dax also has questions now, and I think some
yeah.
other comments also from the comment thread. I
Yeah.
wanted to ask also for the benefit of the maybe viewers is what's the process of the farmers or fisher folk to be enrolled in the insurance programs of PCIC? Just in a very step by step, maybe you could just narrate it to us. Like, how does if ako ang isang farmer, I wanna have insurance for my farm. What's the process? No?
mhm. So if the farmer are members ng cooperative, they can
Mm,
apply as a cooperative
mm,
or si kanya-kanyang MAO,
okay,
municipal agricultural officer.
officer.
So office rather. So usually they're the
Okay,
ones
yeah.
who help them. But yun nga, the real challenge is that the ones who are in the liblib na lugar, that they don't have access to information about insurance. So talagang sila yung kailangan nating ma-reach talaga. So kailangan
Okay.
dapat sana may inclusiveness.
So the
So
process is basically if I'm a farmer within an
mhm,
LGU, I go to the MAO to ask
to
for
ask them,
assistance to
yeah,
be
assistance
connected to
to
PCIC.
PCIC, yes. Or usually if
Okay. So
you're a member
The MAO
of,
is the bridge.
yes, MAO and
Okay.
cooperative or farmers
Mm.
Okay.
association, yeah.
Okay.
So if you want insurance, but yung mga farmers kasi na nagtitake ng loans, they are actually required.
Mm-mm.
So that's why
Mm.
talagang insured na itong mga to. So yung mga farmers lang na hindi naglo-loan or hindi part ng cooperative, I suggest they go to to their respective MAO to connect them with
Mm.
the PCIC. PCIC have many satellite and regional offices.
Okay.
So
Okay. So I think before
Right.
I ask my question, let's just wrap up yung yung presentation ni Arman kasi ang daming thank you everybody pala no sa mga nagsisend ng questions to the comment section. Ang dami nating questions and I think
Mm.
it would be better if we wrap up the presentation first before we ask the questions kasi baka yung ibang questions na nandito masagot dun sa
Mm.
conclusion and dun sa recommendations mo.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so we'll go ahead with the presentation, Arman.
Okay, so for the conclusion, so yun nga, so PCIC, the study concludes that the agricultural insurance programs of the PCIC is effective in terms of income loss reduction, but has been assessed as inefficient due to the lack of yun nga, kulang tayo sa staff, sa regional staff, and may lack agricultural experts. Also, because of poor rural infrastructure. So yun nga, nahirap silang puntahan tong mga lugar na ito kung wala naman talagang magandang infrastruktura. So, and also the marketing is ng program is limited nga, and which resulted to the low number of insured farmers. And also may lack inclusivity because yun nga, the farmers in the really remote areas that do not have access, maybe they only have radios and not even TV. So, you know, these are the ones that we need to include them. So, lahat talaga ng farmers ay andyan yung inclusiveness. So, what can we do to kind of increase the, you know, efficiency of PCIC, and also to have a stronger participation, because in terms of effectiveness naman, we can see naman na there's evidence na effective siya. So based on this paper, so we should have like conduct an intensive and technically based capacity building for the team of adjusters to intensify intensity because efficiency rather, because yun nga, sometimes kulang yung training ni members ng team of adjusters. So minsan yun nga, baka magtatalo sila ng farmer na mas malaki dapat yung makukuha ni farmer. So if they are more on an expert level, so maybe the farmers are, you know, have confidence about their capabilities of assessing the damage. And also there should be a stronger and more hands-on assistance to participating farmers. Because yun nga, would like just to note, hirap din si farmers talaga mag-enroll. Yun nga kasi dahil hirap nga sila, maraming farmers sa atin ay medyo hindi masyado edukado. So hirap, they have difficulties in reading and writing. So maybe the PCIC can have more hands-on assistance to those who are participating farmers. And also maybe PCIC can make it, you know, mas madali. They should kind of, you know, streamline yung policy and procedures and documentation requirements. So because the farmers minsan, farmers are kind of, if they want to enroll, also this was cited by some of the non-participating farmers, is that, you know, they're panicking, no, not panicking, but like they are intimidated rather by, you know, the procedures. So that's why in the end di na lang sila nag-insurance kasi parang sa kanila ang hirap naman, napaka parang hassle ba mag apply. Pero yun nga, if PCIC can maybe ease the processes, then maybe more farmers can be, you know, encouraged to join the PCIC. So, and everyone will be protected. And also another one is, you know, in this day and age as well. So maybe pwedeng dagdagan ng PCIC yung mga tao nila, tsaka incentives sa personnel that are involved in the implementation. to boost the effectiveness and efficiency. So also, for example, in Region 4, if there's a widespread disaster, then you know not all people can uh, cater to everyone in the region. So lastly, PCIC can actually invest in technology such as drones. So now more than ever, technology is very much accessible to us. So why not? Maybe PCIC can consider investing uh, in this agricultural technology na instead of uh, para mas mabilis yung pag-assess ng damage. Maybe they can use drones because and the team of adjusters can just serve as the one piloting the drones, and these drones just fly over the damaged farms and can just with one click and easily assess the damages. So yun, so these are just recommendations based on the results of the paper. So thank you very much for listening. Maraming salamat po. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Arman, thank you for that very enlightening presentation. And also,
Hello?
hello, bro. Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, no. Jim, can you hear me? Jim, you're on mute. Arman, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello,
Ayan,
everybody.
ayan. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. I think Arman can't hear me.
Hello?
Hello, Arman. Can you hear us?
Oh, no.
Hello?
Okay. Arman
Can
can't
Hindi
hear
ko
can
us.
you
kayo
hear?
marinig.
Oh, yun nga.
Oh,
Let's send a
Hello?
let's se-
we'll reconnect.
Hello?
okay, let's send a
Hello?
message. Let's send SOS to Arman. Arman, kindly reconnect. Arman, please reconnect. Please reconnect, Arman. Arman, reconnect, please.
Okay.
Okay. All
Hello?
right.
Rinig niyo
So
ba ako?
can't hear you, bro. So we will reconnect Armand in a little bit. So before we go into the questions, um, we
Ang
just
daming
like to
tanong.
ang daming tanong, ang daming tanong. Armand, bumalik ka
Public
dito
defense.
kasi Armand, bumalik ka kasi madami nagtatanong. Armand, come
Public
back.
defense.
Come back to us. Okay, so let's just greet the people who are watching before we get back Armand. There you go. Jim, can you greet them? I'm trying to call up Armand.
Oh, wow. From Los Baños, Laguna. Hello, Sir Raymark.
All right.
Thanks for joining us.
Hello?
Watching from Camarines Norte. Hello.
Hello? Rinig niyo na ako? Rinig ko na
Yes,
kayo?
Yon.
we can hear you. We can
Yun.
hear you, bro.
We can hear you. O,
Actually,
dapat si Arman nasa taas.
kami lang yung hindi mo narinig kanina. And from Davao Oriental. All right. So,
Oh, hello. Hello.
let's fix this.
Yeah,
Hello?
itanggalin na
Yan,
lang natin
yan.
yung
Para ako yung
presentation
natatakpan.
area.
All right,
Tanggalin
guys.
mo na lang
So
yung
we have
presentation.
a lot of questions. Armand, are you ready? We have a lot of questions regarding this presentation. So I'm just backing up. Huh? I have a question here, Armand. Can you hear me,
Yari.
bro?
Technical error.
Oh no, he can't hear me. Jim, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Arman,
Okay.
can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Good.
Okay. Can Armand hear me?
Arman,
Okay, hang on.
can you hear Dax?
Dax? Hindi. Nagsasalita ba si Dax?
Kanina.
Ngayon wala na.
Siya naman ang nawala ngayon.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, let's just fix the technical stuff. But we have a lot of questions on the from the comment thread, no? I think this one's the first for us to tackle. I
Mm-hmm.
think Dax is prompting this. Why do the local municipal agriculture office promote or educate farmers about crop insurance? Is it why or why don't? I'm not sure. Maybe you can
Yeah,
answer it in both
maybe the
aspects now.
Can you hear me now?
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, let's do this question. Why does the local?
Why don't?
Uh, oh yeah. Okay. Okay. So in relation to what you said earlier, no, I think that that one of the main conduits for farmers to access
Mm-hmm.
crop insurance is through the municipal agriculture's office. Is this
Yes,
correct?
yes,
All right.
yes.
Okay, so that just clarifies it. So if you are a farmer, the first person you go to access or to be able to find information regarding crop insurance is your local municipal agriculturist office.
Yes, if you don't belong to a farmer group that
If
has
you're an
insurance,
individual
or
farmer.
yeah, if you're individual farmer without any organizations, so yes,
Okay.
that's, or you can directly go to PCIC too.
All right. So
So
there are. I have a question here regarding this non-participation
mm-hmm,
of the farmers here.
mm-hmm.
On they say that farm location is not vulnerable. So, who is this a self-assessment by the farmers? Were they the
Yes,
ones who said that they don't need it because they don't think that the farm is vulnerable?
yes. So based on experience, when their farms are damaged, it's like only under 10% damage, so they can't really apply for insurance. So my farmers na that they have, they before they have insurance, but they stopped using insurance because they were paying insurance premiums before,
Mm-hmm.
but their farms are not really vulnerable, so that's why they just stopped participation in
In the
agricultural insurance. Yes.
okay, all right.
Mhm.
So we have a question from PCIC. When was this study conducted?
This was just last year, actually, 2019.
Okay, all right. So this study was conducted in 2019,
Mm.
and under non-participation, they have other insurance providers, as you said. Do you have any information regarding those that provide or other companies that provide agricultural insurance?
Yes, it's card MRI, micro insurance.
Card.
Oh, card.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's Kalayaan sa Laguna insurance, as mentioned by some of the
Okay. So this
farmers.
is particular to your test area or your study area, which is
Yes,
Region
this is just
4A.
in yes.
All right.
So yeah, disclaimer lang din. So I cannot really generalize the whole areas
Mm.
because
Mm-hmm.
this
Mm-hmm.
study
Mm.
was only done in region 4.
Region 4. Okay.
So
So
it might be different in other, yeah.
areas. So
Mm.
PCIC has established
Yes.
partnerships with
With
LGUs,
LGUs,
rural
indeed.
banks, co-op
Yes.
banks, and PCI accredits them as underwriters
And so
and
yes,
solicitor.
exactly. Yes.
All right.
So yun nga, that's why LG yeah. I just want to mention, so the LGUs in Liliw, not Liliw. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's not Nagkarlahan. So they were
Mm.
saying that the more farmers that they are able to convince to enroll in insurance, they will have some form of incentives. So that's why they
Mm.
are actively trying to persuade farmers to apply to
To
insurance.
insurance, yeah.
Mm.
But yun nga, dito ulit po papasok yung mindset at culture ng Pilipino na we view insurance as a cost and not
Mm.
as an investment. So
Mm.
that's I think why there are
Mm-hmm.
still people that yun nga, that's the perspective.
I think this is one relevant comment. Ano? Here in
Uh
Cavite, farmers have no
so no
idea
idea.
that there is a crop insurance policy. Okay.
Yes, indeed. So yun nga,
Mm.
in region 4, especially dun po sa liblib na lugar, yung mga talagang bubundukin or yung talagang pag madilim na, hindi mo talaga pupuntahan. So, hindi talaga nila alam. So, even though PCIC has partnerships with co-op banks, with LGUs, So there are some areas na really remote areas that have really difficult access to
Mhm.
insurance. So sana po maano natin sa LGUs
Ma-address natin
natin
yun.
simula, yes, yes. So siguro magsisimula
Mm.
yan sa more on partnerships ng PCIC with our LGUs na to sana ma-include natin yung
Mga
mga
farmers.
itong mga farmers na ito.
Okay, so this
So
is one great insight, ano. Mahihirap
mhm,
kasi halos ang magsasaka natin sa Pilipinas. Mag-aani pero pambayad lang din ng utang sa fertilizer and sa labor. Pag nag-introduce about
Mm.
insurance, they always ignore it. So for the benefit of our international audience, Mr. Gary Zabala just said that farmers in the Philippines are hard up on cash, and what they usually harvest usually goes into the payment for their loans on fertilizers and labor. And that's why when they introduce agricultural insurance, farmers in the Philippines tend to ignore it.
Yeah.
yes, 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 especially the high valued crops because
Mhm.
Mm.
many of the high valued crops they are not eligible for RSBSA. So mostly ng RSBSA
Why
is
is that?
it's in the RSBSA now primer. It's another
Okay, okay.
topic.
Okay, that's
So
another topic.
haba yung ano yan.
Okay,
So
so here's a
ayun nga,
comment
What
regarding.
do they Sorry,
Okay, go
Arman.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What does RSBSA focus on?
so it's free insurance.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
for those in the list. So kumagang wala ka nang babayarang premium.
that's the
So
main focus.
Mm.
yes, yes, ng RSBSA.
Mm.
So parang sa Japan, in Japan we have nationwide and optional programs. So for nationwide rice, barley, wheat, we are and livestock, you are required until 2031 to insure your farms. But for the fruit trees, yung mga not so vulnerable na crops, then you have it's under optional programs. So it's up to you if you want to insure or not.
Participate. Yeah.
Yes, in the Philippines we don't have requirement like that. So yeah,
Mm.
I think but kung malalaman lang ng farmers na kasama sila sa RSBSA at free naman po yung insurance. So
Mm.
sana po yun nga i-consider nila kasi talagang effective siya. At the end of the day, talagang kahit lalo lagi nang bumabagyo, ang daming disaster sa Pilipinas. At the end of the day, at the back of our minds, we don't have this anxiety na maybe our farms can be destroyed at any moment if there's a typhoon or whatnot. There's this sense of security.
Security.
Yes, yes.
So
So
I think this is another insight, ano, from Mikael Kai Geronimo.
okay.
Regarding insurance culture, I believe it's because Japan is a long-term oriented country, according to a
Mm-hmm.
study by Hofstede in 1980. While
Mm-hmm.
in the Philippines, we are short-term oriented. So yes,
Yes,
this
yes.
is really speaks to the culture,
Mm-hmm.
the differences
Mm.
in the culture.
So a
Mm.
shout out to Kai. Kai actually is half Filipino and half Japanese.
Okay.
So he knows about yun nga, the perspectives of both the Philippines and Japan. So yeah, I believe he is right. So meron nga tayong yun nga short term oriented ng Pilipino na we have this mindset that we will cross the
The
bridge
bridge
when
when
we
we get
get there.
there.
In Japan, hindi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yun.
We need to
So
see where the bridge is.
Before
yes,
we
yes.
cross it. Okay. So Jim, I think this is
Ay,
from.
Ay,
this is a very familiar person.
ang hirap naman ng tanong mo ate. Yan.
Prof Maika Karada, hello.
Dr. Mika.
Dr. Mika, hello. Good
Dr.
afternoon.
Mm,
Dr. Mika.
mm,
Okay.
As I understand, this is part of an ongoing PhD study. Quick
mm,
question. A, what is the timeline of the study? B,
mm,
what is the percentage income loss reduction assessed? Do you have a specific average?
mm,
C, the first two recommendations are for who? LGU, NGO, farmer, PCIC.
mm,
D, I am also curious, are there changes in the relevance value of the study with what is said, quote unquote, the new normal during and after the pandemic? Okay. Ang
Okay,
daming
so
tanong
ang
ni
daming
Dr.
tanong ni
Karada.
Dr. Mika. Ay, actually, si Ate Mika, kakagraduate lang. Sa dosya siya din si
Oo.
Dr. Karada. At
Oo.
naiinis yan sa akin kasi pag napunta yan ng university, ako yung una-una yung nakikita. pakalat, pakalat-kalat sa building. So
Okay.
pagpasok niya pa lang, ikaw na naman.
Ang tambay ng dosisya.
No. Sabi ko, ikausap ko kasi lahat. Anyway, so yun nga. So, pwede pa-flash ulit nung tanong. Dami
Alright,
kasi.
okay. Ang dami kasi. So, the
Ah,
first question is,
So, okay. So,
what is the timeline?
timeline. So, I went to Philippines 2018 and 2019. 2018, July and August, and 2019 is uh, July, August, and September. So that's the timeline. So B, what's the percent income loss reduction assessed? Do you have a specific
average.
average percentage income loss reduction? Yeah, it's around 40%. So
I
good question.
I
Good
think
good
this
good.
slide will help.
Yeah, that is yeah, that's a per hectare. So
Mm.
yeah. Meron ako doon, hindi ko lang tanda yung ano. Pero gusto ko lang din that's a very good question. Yeah. I just want to note din sa Japan. So every year, Japanese farmers, they submit their annual incomes to the NOSAI, right? So the next year, for example, they got their farms destroyed, NOSAI will pay them 80% of their income based on what they have submitted yung annual income nila the
On
year
the annual
before.
income report. Yeah.
Yes. So in the
The
Philippines,
NOSAI is the insurance company of Japan.
of Japan,
Okay.
the national insurance company.
So
So in a
Mm.
this further highlights farm record keeping. Yes, the importance of
yes,
farm record keeping.
yes. So in the Philippines, wala tayong ganon kasi yun nga, kahit naman, even if PCIC asks the farmers to submit this, income reports, farmers tend to don't have, yun nga,
Records.
The
records.
record keeping
So yes,
Mm,
practice.
so it's hard. It's
practice.
really a challenge to implement.
Mm.
So
Mm.
okay. So yeah, we have a percentage of income loss reduction. It's in my other chapter actually. So sorry if I didn't put it here.
Okay.
So see, the first two recommendations are for PCIC actually. Sa lahat actually uh for PCIC. So I hope also for PCIC, but also in nga, if LGUs or even UPLB can help this, for example, to conduct intensive and technically based assistance, maybe PCIC can partner with agricultural experts in UPLB, or if it's in other,
Kami.
yeah, yun nga, Dream
Dream
Agritech,
Agritech.
Pwede kami
yeah.
dyan.
Pwede
We can
kaming
help.
maging
Yeah,
consultant.
Yeah, we
yeah,
can help
of
farmers
course,
in assisting them through in filling up the forms and also
yes,
doing helping them establish farm record keeping system so that they can avail of the
yeah,
services of PCIC. We can also help them fill out the RSBSA form if that's something that is
it's
needed,
important, yeah.
or be
Mm.
part of extension programs that further highlights the services that PCIC has
Mm-hmm.
to cascade it down to the grassroots level.
Even
Mm.
actually for the drones, I mean, maybe you can,
Yeah.
kind of assist if the PCIC considers, uh, upping their agricultural technology, you can also do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So
think there was an ad earlier about
mhm.
a company that
Okay.
has those services. So
Yeah.
So yeah,
kind of
If PCIC is still watching, I think you can contact 360PH also to help out with the no, because this is a possible way forward where you can actually
mm,
do before and after virtual tours to have a
yes,
proper assessment. It allows you to see what the field looks like before the cropping, so land prep or whatever,
oh,
and then during the cropping area, and then after harvest, or if there was a damage due to typhoons, then
Mhm.
a virtual tour could also help
Yeah.
people in the office understand what the nature of the damage is.
So maybe
That's one possible
a
way.
pre-harvest and a post-harvest assessment. If ever
Mm,
there is
Sorry.
a pre-harvest and a post-harvest assessment, maybe if there are damages or pre-damage, post-damage pictures that can help
Yes.
assessors.
Yes. True.
Okay, so
True. Yeah.
there's a comment. I suggest that there should be
yes.
translated dialects. It
Translated
should be
dialects.
translated
Yes.
to the different dialects of the Philippines regarding insurance procedures, terms, and conditions. For there will be more farmers. I think if we implement that, there will be more farmers that will be encouraged to get their insurance from the PCIC.
Yes, thank you,
Mm,
Ma'am
mm.
Suyat. Actually, this is also an issue because I forgot to mention actually why it's taking farmers. Some farmers a really long time yun nga, kasi because reading and writing challenges, and also the pamphlets and the procedures are in mostly in English.
Oh, okay.
So
Mm,
some of them really have this difficulty. So as we
That could
told,
be an
mm.
area
make
for
yeah
improvement.
improvements. So
Improvement.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you very much, ma'am.
All
So
right. Here's a question from Rafael Artates. Good day, bro. Ask ko lang if you examine the difference in terms of efficiency slash profitability of farmers with insurance versus those without insurance. So were you able to maybe take into account this factor when you were doing your study?
yes, but actually it's in the other
Oh, okay.
chapters.
Chapter.
So maybe after you finish all the chapters, maybe we can come back to Agri 2020, and then so you said that this is just chapter one,
One.
one chapter.
No, no,
Okay,
one
so
chapter. It is chapter 5,
this is how many chapters are there in total?
8.
Okay, 8. So maybe you can discuss maybe four or more chapters relevant to the Philippine context after you finish your PhD. So by then we'll be calling you
No, no, no
doctor.
pressure intended.
Okay.
By then we'll be calling you doctor.
Okay. I hope
Okay,
so.
so
Yeah.
are all the respondents in your study of members of farmer groups or cooperatives, or are there also individual farmers? Maybe this is the question.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the question, Kuya Romel. Kuya Romel is kamusta dyan? It's a brother of mine in UP Ames. So,
Hello.
Mm.
uh, not all actually. Probably just half of them are members of cooperatives and farmer groups. So
Associations.
that's
Okay.
yes, yes. So that's why only 39% are insured, and the other
Oh, okay.
61% so are not insured because they're
Mm.
either not members of cooperatives and they're not loaning from land banks. So
So yeah.
yeah.
So is there a minimum lot area requirement to avail crop insurance?
Ah,
Where
it's in the it depends on the crops. Sorry,
okay,
hindi ko siya
the exact
memorize.
yeah, okay, okay.
Mm.
But
So
it's dependent on
Pero
crops.
nasa PCIC
oh, it's all
The
in the. You
information is
can
with
check the all
PCIC.
every information is
guidelines.
in. Yes, so they have
So
See.
brochures in their website.
So just let me just backtrack on your presentation. I think you discussed the different types of crops or
Mhm.
the different types of insurance programs that are available. So these are your RCIP, the rice crop insurance or
Yes.
corn crop insurance. You
Mhm.
also have high value crop insurance programs, and you have livestock mortality insurance program. So I'm really curious about this non-crop insurance program. So what are the do you have any idea what are the components of this program? What are the things that are usually insured through this non-crop?
Yeah. Sorry, sorry. So non-crop by means that it's not a crop, but it's part of the farm, like
Okay, okay.
uh, tractors or
Oh, so these are your
so
machineries,
yeah, machineries.
the tools
Mo-
that you use.
Yes, yes. And then yung
Oh,
accident and disbursement, it's about the farmer naman. So if the farmer is
yeah.
got into an accident, so if he has
Dismemberment,
accident and
yeah.
dismemberment, then yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, so that's a first for me. I didn't know that there is a non-crop insurance program. So you can
yes.
So just like any car, like any vehicle, you can also insure your
As lo-
tractors.
yeah, as long as you're using
Equipment.
it, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
not just
So that's good
even
to know.
storage houses. Like if you
Oh,
store your crops
Oh,
in
in a
nasira siya ng
warehouse.
bagyo. Yes, yes.
Oh,
You
wow.
or
can,
So there's
nasunog
also
man.
yeah.
building insurance as well.
Yes,
In
yes.
the context of agriculture.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
As long as it's non crop. So as we
Okay.
can see, talagang nandyan lahat yung benefits
Okay.
ng PCIC.
Okay, Jim, can you read this comment for those who are
Mhm.
curious about our SBSA?
Okay. Hi, Ma'am Marian. I think Ma'am Marian is also an Ag Econ graduate, no?
Mhm.
She's So she says RSBSA is a registry of farmers, fisher folks,
Mhm.
and farm laborers that will be used by DA and other agencies in identifying beneficiaries for the provision of interventions under the RCEF or the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund and other government programs and services, including farm
For
machinery, high
machinery.
quality
Mhm.
seeds, trainings and services, and loan
And loan
programs.
programs.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So RSBSA AIP. So RSBSA is different, right? So in PCIC we have RSBSA AIP. So the ones
Mm-hmm.
who are listed as Ma'am Marian mentioned, the ones who are listed in that registry is yung nga, free ang kanyang insurance.
Parang
Mhm.
ano yun eh, registry services for basic sectors
Oh, in
of or in
agriculture.
agriculture. Parang
In
ganyan, no?
agriculture.
Yung
Yes,
meaning.
yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's a comment from Cristel Lazaga, also a UP LB alum. Marami talagang hindi may alam na may libreng insurance ang PCIC at kung minsan, kung sino pa ang nasiraan ng crops, sila pa ang de-insured. And I think that she says a big part of it or the responsibility also falls under the jurisdiction of the local government unit. So, yeah, great. Thank you for everybody's insights and comments during this session of Agri 2020. We have a lot of comments. We have okay, so this is RSBSA
Mm-hmm.
registry system for basic sector of
Yes,
Yun,
agriculture.
yes.
system.
Yon.
Insurance program is
Thank
a
you,
fully
sir.
subsidized agri insurance
Yes,
for farmers
exactly.
and fishers listed
Yes.
under the RSBSA. So I think, sir, EM has a question directed to Armand. Once the study is completed and published, can PCIC request a copy?
Yes, sir. For sure, for sure.
All right, and
So,
he also says that please visit for further information. Please visit pcic.gov.ph. So let me repeat that for those who are curious about the different insurance programs that the government has. Please visit
Yeah.
pcic.gov.ph. So
There's also
although
another link with the insurance products, bro.
here
That
you
one,
go.
yeah. That one
Although
directs.
PCIC is I think does it stand for Philippine Crop Insurance
Philippine Crop
Company?
Insurance.
Is it
Insurance.
company? Okay, so
Corporation,
but
Philippine Crop
corporation.
Insurance
corporation.
Company
Okay,
or corporation.
okay, okay.
Corporation.
So but please don't be confused because they also have insurance products for non-crop parts or components of your farm, such as your
Mm.
livestock and your
Non-crops.
tractors.
Equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one, your non-crop agri insurance,
Yes.
agri asset insurance for buildings, machine rights, and equipment. You also have
Mm.
fire insurance and
Mm.
property floaters
Flutter
insurance.
floaters, yeah.
Okay,
Nice,
so
nice.
a question from Ma'am Dulce Elazegi. I hope I pronounced your surname right, ma'am. Did you explore in your study other insurance schemes such as weather index based insurance?
Hello. Shout out kay Tita Dulce. Actually, my former boss. One of my former bosses.
Shout out to Tita Dulce.
So yeah, in this study, only traditional insurance. So I think for WeBe, I think Ma'am Dr. Eileen Lapitan and company, they are studying, conducting another study about this. So yeah, in this study only, my only focus is on traditional crop insurance.
Mm.
So
Okay,
Yun.
so I think Jim, if you have your own personal questions, kindly ask them now to Armand because If not, we have time for one more question. I'm sorry, from the
Okay.
audience. But if you have your own questions, of course, Jim, you can ask them now.
I think I asked mine already
All right.
kanina for yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Ah, okay.
So okay. I think to wrap this up, we have one more question from Iris Di Maano Bugayo. Thanks, Doc
Mhm.
Armand. Okay, so she's calling you Doc right now. Uh, so for sharing the results of your study, I intend to read the full paper. So what number first question? What were the crops planted by the respondents? I think she might for the benefit of those who missed the slide on this.
Okay.
Can you kindly repeat? And then how were the? I think I'm also curious about this one. How were the damages assessed
Yeah,
by
yeah.
PCIC?
Mhm.
And do any of the farmers use decision support tools? So probably can probably expound on that. And how much do farmers need to pay for insurance their crops? I think this one, as long as
The
as long
premium,
as
no?
as long as you're
In the
registered with
RSBSA,
RSBSA, the premium is free,
it's free.
is
Yeah.
waived. Okay, so I think you will be answering the three questions. What were the crops? How are the damages assessed? And do any of the farmers use decision support tools?
So yeah, so for the crops, in the lowland, I mentioned before, it's mostly rice. So in the up in Santa Cruz and in the Carlan and Lilio, it's mostly high value crops, small ruminants and swine.
Mm.
So high value crops like green leafy vegetables, yung mga talong, tomato, potato, and yung cabbages and so on, and also small ruminants, chicken, eggs, and swine. So
Yeah.
for the second
So
question,
how were the damages assessed?
damages were assessed. So after the farmers filed for cover, a team of
Mm.
adjusters will come to their farms and assess their damages. Pero itong team of adjusters, they will first be because mostly job order po sila. So they will have to have a training and seminars,
Undergo training.
undergo training seminars on how to conduct
Um,
damages.
so I'm
Mm.
curious,
So
these assessors or these field agents, are they do they have background in agriculture or what are the qualifications usually for these assessors?
what they told me was kasi yun nga mababa ang they're on job order. So usually the
Mm.
ones who applied are do not really have
Oh no,
so
Hello?
Arman,
hello, yeah,
your
Hello.
signal got interrupted. Can you kindly repeat
okay.
the last sentence?
Okay. So yun nga, usually these people are not experts of agriculture because yun nga,
Mm.
that's why they undergo training for 1 to 2
Training.
days before they go to the farms. So, but some of them are from. This is just in times of yung widespread talaga, kulang talaga yung mga tao. So may TA din
Mm.
na
Mm.
talagang
All
talagang
right.
galing
So well
In-house.
PCIC.
versed in agriculture, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So do any of the farmers use decision support tools?
Parang
Not to
wala
your
naman.
knowledge.
Yeah,
All
not
right.
to my
Mm.
knowledge. Yeah.
Okay. So
So
last comments that we can read. Whether index-based insurance was a pilot in some selected areas and no pilot sites as of yet in Laguna. So thank you, Sir
yes,
Ian,
Mm.
sir, Ian. Yeah,
from
thank you, sir.
PCIC giving us these relevant information,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Dr. Eileen
Ayun,
Gray
Dr.
Lapitan.
Eileen.
There's a
Yeah,
Hi,
policy
thank
Ma'am
you.
brief.
Eileen.
Hi, ma'am.
There's a
Because
policy brief coming out soon.
I know Dr. Lapitan's team is touching on the Weeby, so
Okay.
let's hope for that.
I have a question pala, Dax, no?
All
For
right, go
Arman.
ahead.
I think more of just a very surface question on
Mhm.
what if there was an assessment regarding the marketing channels or marketing strategy that PCIC has undertaken to convey or to campaign their insurance programs to the far-flung areas
Farmer.
or
Mhm.
to yeah to the farmer or fisher folk communities, no?
Mhm.
What are their strategies or what are their marketing Kumbaga, in a business perspective, what's the marketing strategy of PCIC?
Hmm. Ayun nga, first partner muna with the LGUs because
Mm.
talagang at the end of the day, yung LGUs pa rin yung may ano yung may uh, what's that term? Yung may hawak sa mga
Mm.
farmers. So kumaga usually it's the mouse
So it's still within
jurisdiction.
the jurisdiction. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So and also yun nga because the first thing PCIC could do is yun nga increase the number of people sa
Mm.
sa regional offices nila and yun nga kasi 14 lang yung permanent positions nung when I interviewed them last year and when I interviewed them in 2012 and in 2015 2016.
Mm.
So
Okay.
in that time period, so hindi nagbago yung yung number of permanent
Permanent
positions.
positions.
Right.
And actually, even if you have 14 permanent positions, there's not the number of positions are still not filled out.
In yeah. Okay.
So yun nga, kulang sa manpower yung sa regional offices. So I
Mhm.
hope yun nga increase the manpower.
Manpower. Doc
So
Doc Eileen also said we looked into the willingness to pay of farmers for Weeby. So for the benefit of us who don't know, what is Weeby?
Weeby
Oh,
is
whether index based
whether
insurance.
index-based insurance,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's just an
Insurance.
acronym.
So yun
Okay.
nga, tama si Doc si Sir Iam. So the Mama Eileen and the others and I think in the PEDS, so they have this pilot study and yeah, look into willingness to pay.
Mm.
Yun nga kasi
Mm.
yun nga papasok na naman tayo sa insurance culture na it's not an investment but it's a cost. So how much are you willing to the farmers are willing to pay for Weeby?
Pay.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So here's some
Nice.
stats from PCIC.
Yeah,
They currently have
13
13 regional
13.
regionals.
offices, 58 extension offices, and 20 service desks
Mm.
nationwide. Sorry, not worldwide. PCIC trains and
Yeah, yeah.
deploys the
So this is what
RCA, the Reserve,
so this
Reserve
is
Corps of it.
this is what I was talking about. Yeah, they in terms
Mm.
of widespread
Widespread.
disasters, they
Nice.
undergo training.
Okay.
Mm.
So
Mm.
PCIC partners also with LGUs, rural banks, and other lending institutions as
Callbacks.
their distribution
mhm.
channels.
Mm.
All right.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. So Armand,
Nice.
I think we have a this has been a very productive session. And before we sign off, before we thank you, we just want to say that we are excited to hear your the results of your study um, in
The full
March.
paper.
The full,
Okay.
maybe the full or half of the paper we can.
Full,
So
full na
stay
yun.
tuned.
Gagraduate na ako ng March.
Yeah, stay
Dapat full
tuned.
na.
Stay
Dapat full
tuned.
na.
Stay tuned for part two of this talk. Maybe next year or 10 months down the line, we will be awaiting. By then, we will be calling him Doc Armand. So
Dr. Arman.
Dr. Armand. All right. So on a final note, WTP is lower than what
Mm,
PCIC rates. As Armand said, it's
Mm.
really about viewing premiums as cost, not investment.
mm. Sana
Mm.
mabago
Mm.
natin yung
I think we should
culture na ganun.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yun ang pinakamalaking challenge, ang
Yes.
pag-change ng mindset.
Ng mindset ng farmers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think before we end the stream, we promise that we will be issuing e-certificates for those who attended today, which you can retrieve via the Dream Agri Media Facebook page. So we will be posting the link there in about a week or so. And for those who were able to fill out last week's post webinar form but weren't able to download their certificates, we will be updating the files or we will be sending in them directly to you. So this is the link, dreamagritech.com/aginsurance. So kindly take note of this link, dreamagritech.com/aginsurance. So for those who attended today's webinar, please do fill out that form and give us an assessment of this session. We will be accepting your forms up until June 3,
Wednesday.
Wednesday at 12 noon. Let me repeat that, June 3, Wednesday, 12 noon. So submissions after that will not be accepted, and we will not be able to issue e-certificates in the
Mm.
interest of fairness for those who are able
Yes.
to watch the entire stream and also fill out the registration forms in time.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
we have
Kasi
a
may batas tayo sa classroom.
may batas sa classroom. Okay. All right. So, okay. So, we just want to show appreciation for those who watch. Salamat Dream Agri Media. Your platform is a good way to disseminate research results. And we hope for those who are watching, who are also into research, they are welcome here in Agri 2020 to
Yes.
share your research results. And of course,
Yes.
we want to give a shout out to Sir Ia Manuel of
So,
PCIC.
Ian,
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you,
thanks
sir.
for
Thank you,
tuning in,
Ian.
sir.
Thanks for
Uh,
tuning in.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Congrats, Mandy. For those who don't know,
Yes.
Andy is Arman's nickname.
Yeah.
So everybody is here. Okay, Dr. Agnes Rolla, such a familiar
Ay.
name for me. Good
Whew.
job. Maybe we be seminar
Hi,
next
mom.
time with Dr. Lapitan.
Yes, I
Yes,
will get in
please.
touch with
Yes.
my former professor. Hi, Ma'am
Um,
Eileen. I'll
okay.
message you
So,
shortly.
all right. So, really also a shout out to the whole UPLB community, or to the whole agricultural research community. So this is a call for you. You can share, disseminate your research results or your experiments here on Agriculture 2020. So we want to give, of course, like the title says, we want to give new insights and new perspectives in agriculture. And we did that with Armand here, and everybody is here. Ayan, congrats daw, Mandy. And
Ma'am.
thank you, Dream Agri 2020. So, yes, please, everybody from UPLB to CLSU to the other state universities and
SUCs,
colleges, you are even Filipinos who are
research
taking up,
institutions.
yeah, research institutions, or Filipinos taking up their studies abroad. You
Yes.
are more than welcome to share what you are studying or what you are experiencing abroad here on this platform. We are just one click away. You can find our Facebook page, Dream Agri Media. And for the benefit of those who need their e-certificates, once again, dreamagritech.com/ag insurance. And please don't forget to visit our featured agripreneurs on their Facebook page, facebook.com 360ph virtual tours, and facebook.com/go edenph. So before we go, we have a tradition here in our shows here on Dream Agri Media, which is where we call it our Batian Corner. So we give a chance to our guests to greet anybody and everybody who he wants to greet. Kahit abutin ka ng 30 minutes, bro, okay lang. Walang problema. Basta mabati, para walang magtampo, walang maghinanakit, kailangan mabati mo silang lahat. So unahin na siguro natin si Jim sa kanyang mga greetings, and then wait lang,
Si Arman.
we have a response. Congrats to the people behind Dream Agri Media. Looking forward to more of these. And we also look forward to having you, ma'am, on
Having you, ma'am. Yes.
Dream Agri 2020. Talk about weather index-based insurance. So,
Weedy.
Jim, go ahead, greet your peoples.
All right. So, thanks again to, of course, to my family, no, my parents and my sister who's always tuning in to the shows. Uh, Hi also to my girlfriend Jewel for tuning in and being supportive of this endeavor. I think what I really want to say is also thank you to the community that's been here week in, week out to the Dream Agri Media webinars, the Agri
Yes.
2020. So thank you for your support. The reason why we're doing this is we want to help other Filipinos just like you who are interested. Paano pa natin paigting ang mga initiatives at endeavors sa agrikultura. So ito ay isang platform na ginagamit namin para matulungan namin in our own small way yung wider agricultural community na nandito sa bansa natin. So thank you for those who are continually supporting, and thank you to the UPLB communities also starting to to really see this as a value, and we really want to
Yes.
help other researchers, scientists to bring out their research
Their
to the
technologies.
wider Filipino community in agriculture.
All right, Jim, can you kindly read this comment before we go?
Oh, hoy! So from Justin, our colleague
The
from
fe-
Dream AgriMedia. So tune in to AgriCaba, watch AgriCaba this Wednesday. We'll talk about agriculture and the arts, the marriage of agriculture and the arts. This Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. here on AgriMedia, we have the playwright of a theater production and we have the musical director of the theater production that brought about the marriage of agriculture and the arts. So tune in Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. at AgriCaba.
Thanks, Jim. And now we go to Mandy.
Arman.
Mandy? All right, bro. Go ahead. Greet everybody.
So first and foremost, I just want to thank both of you guys, Tito J and Dax, for inviting me in this webinar, and of course, happy anniversary and more power to come from for Dream Agritech. So I
Thank
just
you.
want to say hello to my family back home, my mom Agnes, my dad Wally. Maybe if you're watching, hello guys. My sisters and brothers over there, Lila, Wilboy, Isel, my little boy Andre. Maybe you're watching. I don't know. And
Hmm.
all my former bosses, I think, and also my ninang, Ninang Helen. If you're yeah, you're watching and commenting, hello there, and all my other peoples in the Philippines. So I hope everything will be fine over there. So I hope your guys are all safe. Also here in Japan, I know many of my friends are watching. So hello to Atif, who's finally going home to Afghanistan this Friday. So I'll see you
Wow.
Nice.
very
Safe
soon.
travel.
Safe travels. So and also to Tlo from South Africa and the others. Manuel will eat dinner later. So
Oi.
no, Manuel is my kohai. So and also the
All right.
my Japanese friends, minasan, arigatou gozaimashita. Jume wa owari desu. Corona, kyosuke ne. So, and to all the global studies people out there, and to my fellow members of the Kyoto Association of Pinoy Scholars. So, especially to my officers, they're very supportive of me because even though I'm too busy, my officers are there if I needed them. So, and also to the council of the Graduate School of Global Studies. So, hey guys, hope are you doing fine? And also to Dosha Intensity. So, I hope we can play basketball again soon, very soon.
Intensity. Okay, so this is a
So,
basketball club or team?
yeah. So, I also to the international basketball team of Doshisha. I hope we can play
Oh,
basketball team
Wow.
very soon.
Man.
So,
ah.
Uh, I used to play with Arman just in the basketball courts of Los Baños, and now he's dominating global courts as
no,
well.
no, no, no.
In Japan.
I'm the
Ah.
bench warmer and the water boy.
No, hindi siya yung coach actually.
Yeah.
Coach Agshay.
Ako yung taga Sigaw actually. Sabi ko hindi ganyan.
Triangle.
Triangle,
Triangle.
triangle, triangle. All right.
Traveling.
All right. So thank you, Armand, for that. And for me, finally, to wrap this up, I would just like to thank everybody who has supported Dream Agritech and Dream AgriMedia during this time. And we hope to see and to hear more researchers and discoveries being brought out via this platform, via this channel, via Agri 2020. And for our next topic, I would just like to advertise our next topic for next
Oh.
week. We have rice straw biogas, how to lock down emissions and make clean fuel from waste. So that is our next topic. We will be having a speaker, an international speaker for next week. So please do stay tuned for
Who's
the
based in the
announcement.
Philippines.
Who's based in the Philippines? Okay, so maybe we can get him to say a few Tagalog words, and we would. Let's hope.
Sorry,
Let's
I
hope
can.
that we can. Let's hope that we can. So thank you so much. Let's see. Okay, so please do like, share, and subscribe. Dream Agritech's YouTube channel. So you can watch us there, and you can also watch us via Dream Agri Media's Facebook channel. So please, if ever you had an interesting quote that you want to share, an interesting snippet of what you have learned today, please post them using the hashtag DreamAgri2020. You can post that on Instagram, Facebook, or on YouTube. So I think there's a lot of people who are interested in the next topic. So please do stay tuned for that. And I would just like to thank everybody who tuned in today, especially Sir Iam from PCIC, who gave us a lot
Mm.
of information during the stream. And I think this is one aspect of the stream that we want to keep because we want to interact with the audience, and we never know who's watching. And this is not in aside from the outlines that we do. This is not in any way scripted. So this is a live broadcast, and we are just really appreciative of everybody who's been coming on. We are excited to have you on our show, and I would just like to greet. There you go. I'll start to greet. I'd like to greet my parents, Papa Joseph and Mama Carol. He has always said this: magtanim ay masaya, mabuhay ang mga kabataang magsasaka. So thank you to my parents for their support. I would like to also to greet my girlfriend Ren, who's in Qatar right now. Please stay safe, and to everybody who's out there working, please stay safe. Please maintain a healthy social distance, and please wear your mask. Arman, don't do that. So you need to wear a
Rinig mo.
mask, bro. You need to wear a mask, bro. So there you
Yo,
go. There you go. Please stay safe. So like I told you, this is not scripted in any way, shape, or form. So all right. So we would just like to say hello to the Abaca farmers in Catanduanes who will be critical in the production of masks like the one that
woohoo.
Armand is using right there. So thank you so much. So if are we okay, Jim and Armand? Are we clear? So our next topic, rice straw biogas, how to lock down emissions and clean fuel from waste. And don't forget on Wednesday, we have Agricaba, Agriculture and the Arts, Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. And please don't forget to submit your agripreneur
Evaluation.
evaluations, of course. Please don't forget to submit your evaluations. Let me flash that one more time for the benefit of everybody in the audience. dreamagritech.com/aginsurance. And please don't forget our Paskilan page. Please do sign up. You can find that at dreamagritech.com so you can be our next featurepreneur. So in behalf of Arman, in behalf of Jim, in behalf of Armand Rola, in behalf of Jim Cano, my name is Dakila Olfindo. We will see you on Wednesday for Agricaba, and we will see you next week
Yes.
for Agri 2020. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you.
Cheers.